This is practice 8 for section 7.6. We're going to look at these word problems. Notice how they accompany the word problems with a nice picture with a right triangle and some information. So even without the words, it's the same exercise that we've been doing the whole time. It's just nice to connect words to the picture. In number 26, we're talking about a staircase. A staircase has an angle of elevation of 28 degrees. And it covers a total distance of 17 feet. To the nearest foot, what's the vertical height covered by the staircase? So you have an acute angle in a right triangle. That's the opposite leg, that's the hypotenuse. You're going to use sine. Sine of your angle equals the opposite over the hypotenuse. So the height of that staircase is 17 times the sine of 28. And they want the answer to the nearest foot. So we're not going to use a decimal. We'll do 17 sine 28. It'll give us 7.98. Nearest foot would be 8 foot. So I like to write that answer there, but then do this to indicate that it's rounded to 8 feet. Number 27 is about a highway. You are traveling along a stretch of highway that has a slight grade with an angle of inclination of 5 degrees. That's the same thing as angle of elevation. After traveling for 4 miles, what's the vertical and horizontal change in feet? So they give you this dimension in miles, but then they want the answer in feet. Well, what you could do is convert after, or you could just change this 4 miles into feet. You could just multiply this guy by 5280 and get a number in feet, and then calculate these, and they'll automatically be in feet. Maybe that's not a bad way to do it. So we'll do 4 times 5280. That gives you 21,120. So we'll use that number instead. Much bigger than the number 4, but now it's in feet. So we have a hypotenuse and we want to find each leg. So we're going to use the sine of our 5-degree angle. Sine of 5 is opposite over hypotenuse, so it'll be V over 21,120. You want to get V, so you're going to multiply sine of 5 by 2120. And this gives you your answer, 1,840. Now they say round to the nearest foot, so the nearest foot here would be 1841. So I'm going to put 1840.73 and then just indicate that I'm going to round that guy up to 1841. Now I don't have to do much more calculation to find H. If I'm using this to find this is the adjacent leg. That's the hypotenuse. So I'm going to use cosine instead. So I'm doing the same thing here, except I'm going to hit cosine instead of sine. So I'm doing 21,120 times cosine of 5 degrees. And that gives me this answer, 21,039.63. But I'm going to round that guy to 21,040 feet. So that one was a little more involved. We had to do conversions first, or you could have done it last, didn't really matter, and then find 2 sides of a right triangle. 28 is about a ladder. You're going to lean a 16-foot ladder against a wall. If the ladder makes an angle of elevation, or an angle of 70 degrees with the ground, that would be that guy there, how far away from the wall is the base of the ladder? Round your answer to the nearest 1/10 of a foot now. Okay, so this is in feet, so we don't have to convert to a different unit. We just have to be careful how we round. you want this guy, that's the adjacent, and you have the hypotenuse. So that's cosine. Cosine of 70 is going to equal your adjacent over your hypotenuse. So 16 cosine 70 is your exact answer. We're going to round to the nearest tenth of a foot, so 5.5. That's how far the ladder is from the base of that building.